built this city on rock and roll. Just a little reminder that it's all heart and soul. It ain't gonna be the tragedy no more, because we triumph in the heart, baby. No matter what else goes on here, man, our heart is always working towards getting it clear for everyone. That's the flow of Spring Creek, don't you know? Clarity, man, in the flow of life, man. Oh, here's a couple of more for you elitist scum and warmongering fools and presidentes that are about to fall. Oh my goodness, I hear the call of a mighty hurricane. It's got somebody's name on his brain. I think you're in deep difficulty, young man. Ooh, baby. Lots of interesting changes at hand, let alone what's been going on with this old man here in this hazy radio world. Ooh, we're starting to get it clear, babies, at Hazy Radio Network. When Spring Cricket's in the flow in the morning, don't you know, through the heart of Okie and Grandpa and you too, babies. I tell you what, it's amazing the power of our sweetheart. I put out this little appeal last, I guess it was Monday, because I was really in rough shape over the weekend. I got to tell you, I had some mild condition going on with myself for a while now, and all of a sudden it wasn't so mild. About the moment I committed myself to do Friday and Saturday night at Dr. Blue's three-hole-sided ranch festival there, the Guardians of the High Desert, next weekend, well, that's about the time the next day I got hit, and hit hard. I mean, well, I'm not going to be too descriptive because I'm not complaining. I'm just telling the tale of it, you know. And I got whacked really hard with pain in place. Oh, babies. And then I realized, you know, that this mild condition that had been getting intensive, more and more intense, and it would kind of settle like in a joint, like your hip joint for a little while, and just drive you berserko with pain. You know, and I know how to put love in pain and pain in love and all that. And, you know, so eventually it works out. But, oh, my goodness. And then, like last weekend, it hit me everywhere. I couldn't believe it, man, you know. Now, this is a condition I'm somewhat familiar with because I started to realize what it was as all this was going on. And it's a condition, a replication of one I had, 25 years ago or so, you know, where the body basically starts to attack its own muscles, you know, and I've been through it before. Not like this, though. Even back then, it was a lot mild. I guess because I was in a little different place, a little different space, you know. Here, for whatever the reason, maybe it's my turn to click. I don't think so. I think it's my turn to click it in, not out. You understand what I'm meaning? But let me tell you, if I should click out from all of this, that I go with a smile on my face and contentment in my heart. And because of that, there will be plenty of love here. It'll expand and grow even more. So whatever way it goes, I want to stay here and ride the old horse right to the end of the trail. You know, that's what my preference is, and that's what I'm pushing for. And I hope the dickens to be well enough by this weekend to get my body over to Dr. Blue's Guardians of the High Desert Festival down there in northern New Mexico. And you guys have already got your ticks and ready to go. Go ahead and go, whether I'm there in physical presence or I'll be there one way or the other, let me tell you. But last weekend was a pretty close call. I know what they feel like. I've been through enough of them, you know. And I managed to deal with it, you know, but I was in such pain, I couldn't even scroll my mouse, let alone type, you know what I mean? It's just really strange. For me, that's an odd condition, because I even though I've been through a lot, and just had major surgery last year that pretty much debilitated me for a bit, and I had to come back from ground zero or ground maybe 10%, you know, of yourself left, and then you got to start all over. Well, we've done a pretty good job of building this old man back up. So I was real surprised when, like, about April, May, I started feeling these aches and pains when I'd be sitting down driving or something. I'd never noticed that before, you know. And then what really pointed it out to me was when I sat down on a hard surface once and there was no padding there. My muscles are gone into atrophy, you know what I mean? So I'm having to work on that, and I'm going to approach it in as direct a way as I can. But I put out it finally after all of this weekend where I really was. I was walking the edge. It was close. And it wasn't just the pain. It was the, what do you call it? The deterioration inside of my person. Physically, I mean. It can only hold on to so long, so much if it's extremely challenged. It's just like, when they operated on me last year, they were real concerned because not only did I have this great big old thing on the side of my head, I had a cancer on my nose that turned out to be pretty darn deep too. And they weren't sure my body could take that, all at the same time. But guess what? It did. Sturdy little thing despite its cricketiness, its skinny and smallness. Well, dynamite comes in small packages. Don't light my fuse, okay? But that's the story of the day, and that's why I wasn't here yesterday and replayed the Eclipse program. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. Because I couldn't even scroll my mouse still yesterday morning, man, I could type a little bit, but I'd get to aching and paining. I tell you, I spent probably the last 5-6 days in bed most of the time, man, I do manage somehow. Somehow there's a moment when I can get up and go walk my dog. It's beautiful, even though I may be a little slow, etc., but at least I do manage that, etc. But now I put out this appeal on Facebook yesterday, and wow, it, just asked folks to send me a little healing energy, Wow, I tell you, just that worked like a charm, I don't reach out to folks like that hardly ever. I just, I've been riding that long, lonely highway, just out of the blue, man, and finally I'm out of the blue. But I realize in this day and age, and what we're doing here on the radio day after day, that unity heart thing where we all unite and work on, whatever it is we're rocking on that day, Well, it's the same way in our personal lives. And if you're going through challenges like I am, and on whatever level, mine were all physical primarily, though I highly suspect that, some smart ass out there might have tried to attack me, psychically, and enhance the deterioration of my person. Something like that might have been going on too. But to me, it's all the same energy, the illness and any psychic attack that goes with it, any downers. I don't define those things in that way. I just see it as energy, and that's where I deal with it. And that's what keeps me alive right to this moment. Right along with your sweetheart. As I tell you, without all those fine folks tuning in and sending me such good energy, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now. I know it. I wouldn't be dead necessarily, but I'd be down, baby, But I'm not down and I'm not out. And I'm coming back with good style. I still got a few aches and pains, but it ain't nothing like it was, And I will approach this. If I could get somebody to donate a generous supply of full flower medicinal oil my way, I'd sure appreciate it. I've had a few offers, but for whatever the reason, they don't pan out, So maybe I'm not supposed to approach it that way. Maybe I'll just do it this time energetically. The last time I had this 25 years ago or so, I dealt with it on an herbal level and a couple of other ways. And then the spiritual level came and finished up the play. But I had, leftovers from it for a few years after that. My bones would break real easy, etc. They're actually in better shape now than they were then. Isn't that weird? Even though that thing has returned. It must have been lingering around the background just waiting for a chance to grab on, and I must have had a weaker moment or something. Bam, there it goes. Probably that operation last year, that always sets loose a couple of 3 little cancer cells, and I meant to, get on the Mary Jane right away because I knew I couldn't do radiation or any of that other shit. I wasn't going to do that. But anyway, long story short, here we are now, and I think that this time we'll deal with it totally in an energetic way because it's been working. so well right up till now, and so we just, feel the flow of that unified heart right now. This healing's for everyone, not just for me. Shit. Don't you recognize that in yourself? That in the 3D, a lot you go through, feeling-wise and so forth, is a reflection of what your Mother Earth is going through. Now you have to look at it in a deeper way. You got to ponder it through your heart so you can understand what that means, you see. But we're very reflective of this Mother Earth's energy. And when we're going through anxiety of any sort or any kind of pains, etc., it's like we're feeling and experiencing a part of what Mother Earth does. Because of our savagery, our barbarism, our activities of savage hatred towards her. And I'm sorry to put it in such vile terms, but it is a vile thing what we've done to Mother Earth and what we're doing to her right now. And it's no damn wonder we're having to working it out in our personal lives. Because we have not allowed much kindness here, in this toward the Mother Earth, I mean. And in fact, with callous disregard, we go at her in any way we think we want to. I mean, we allow the elitist scum to do this and to direct that kind of energy and flow. See, we're completely in control here, only we didn't know. We got tricked out of it, you see. And it don't matter if you're living in the carcass or not. If you're still human or if you've gone some other way, it don't matter. You're still here to play, and you still play together, man. It's one unified heart in motion, no matter what it looks like. And the more you realize this, the more empowerment you give to the reality around you to set itself right. And it will, and it is, and it has. And even though it looks pretty bleak right now with all the stupidity, I mean, can they get any dumber than what they are now? I don't know. When I say they, who am I talking about? Well, essentially governmental energies, but those who rule the earth behind them. I mean, talk about a lack of intelligence. I mean, even in their cleverness, they're so damn stupid, they make the biggest dummy on earth look smart. You see? That's why they're falling apart. They can't hold it together any longer in the 3D. They've had their day, now they're on their way. And how can you say that, Grandpa, when you're sitting there telling us about how... Well, exactly. See? We're processing it through ourselves, and we're taking all that evilness away. Through ourselves. Each and every one of us, in some way or another, we're going through our own little heartache, our own little aches and pains of one sort or another, and we're destroying the idea of death and destruction in the process. Because we're coming back to life. No matter how much it might look like we're dying, we're coming back to life, and we're wide awake. Inside our heart, babies. And that's something you can't shake. That's the ultimate power. That means we, the people, can and do control things here through our collective conscious presence called heart. That's all of us together thinking one thought, doing one thing. And I see times coming real soon where Earth will be just that synchronized, because we're going to be all singing the same song at the same time, doing the same do at the same time, etc. It's coming, babies, because we're already doing it. All we got to do is recognize that, and that's the end of war and stupidity. That's the beginning of our resurrection, our phoenix, our birth from death. Yes, rebirth from death. Rebirthing means not coming back through your birth canal. What rebirthing means is finding your real place once again in this reality as a person, as a planetary reality, a human collective, which includes all of creation and the universe and the universes and the dimensions and the parallels. You see what I mean, Jelly Bean? Gets pretty expansive, doesn't it? Well, we thought we'd give you a good start here this morning on this Trippin' Tuesday, getting you in the flow here on the Hazy Radio Network at Spring Crick, don't you know?